What's up, Internet? It's John, and I'm just hanging out here in the car waiting for my youngest to leave school, or I am picking up my youngest from school. That's exactly what I'm doing. Nothing super overly complex about that. Monday, got a bunch of stuff to do, but I'm doing a lot of thinking this past weekend, just about focusing and how difficult that can be for a lot of us. I can remember a few distinct times in my life and my career, especially my career, where I've distinctly decided to focus on just a few things instead of many things, and I've spoken about this in a number of different ways before, but I've just been reminded about how difficult that really is. Because when you focus on a few things, it feels like you're letting go of all of these other things and perhaps giving up a lot of different opportunities. Many opportunities which are very exciting, which could be very legitimate, which could have a lot of success to them. But I think the reality is you just don't know. You just don't know if success is at the very end of every decision. And we know historically, and you and I have lived long enough to know that there's definitely no guarantee, and there's really no way to create any guarantees anyway. But I think the most important thing is that you do decide. You decide to commit and to remove the anxiety if you can. This is very difficult, especially for me, myself included, to not feel like you're wasting time. Many of you you and I have heard many times that time is our most precious and valuable asset and resource, and that is 100% true. We only have a finite amount of it, and when it's done, it's done, and when it's used up, it's used up, and we're never going to be able to do anything about it. No invention, no innovation, no technology, no nothing will be able to extend our life here on Earth. And in that way, our time is the most precious resource and asset. And again, you know that and I know that. And so when we make these decisions, we can feel like there's an incredible amount of weight on our shoulders, because by going this way, we ignore all of these other options, right? And we feel like, if this one turns out poorly, then I've wasted all this time, and it could be a few weeks, it could be a few months, it could be a few years. And that's hard to swallow. But the reality is this entire economy of decision here, X and Y and Z and ABC, is entirely unknown. And so with that mindset, it's vastly more important that you make a decision, that I make a decision, that you make a decision, than for us to just sit and wait, or to buckshot it, to shotgun approach it, and just hope that maybe one of those things stick. And I don't think that methodology is necessarily bad, but I think if you buckshot for your entire life, I think that could be a little bit dangerous. That's my opinion, though, because I'm only 34. I'll be 35 this year, so very small amount of experience here. Those who are older, who are viewing this vlog, may have a wildly different opinion about that, backed by empirical evidence. So you let me know. But I just think at some point in time, we all have to make a decision about the things that we know, about the things that we've done, about the things that we've experienced, about the things that we know how to do and do moderately well. And at some point, we have to decide, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to pursue. And I might not be the very best at it, but that's okay. It's going to help people. It's going to be valuable. There's going to be a return for my family and for those that I love. And I just have to hope and pray that that's the outcome. And in many ways, I'm reminding myself that my goal is not to be famous. My goal is not to be wealthy. My goal is to create value for my family and value for others. And I think as a consequence of that, I get a lot of value in return. That's a little bit of a heavy topic, but it's something that someone I'm mentoring and I have been chatting about. He's a little bit younger than I. And he's in this period where he's trying to make big decisions about his life, or the way that he thinks that they're big. And they are, but, in the larger scheme, perhaps they're a little bit smaller than he believes. But he's feeling that weight. And he feels like he feels paralyzed by the choices that he has, because he's very talented. He can do a lot of different things, but he feels like if I make this decision, it's going to be the last decision I make, and there's this finality to it. And the reality is that that's not true at all. All right, so I think the kids are coming out of school, so I got to go wait in line. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, especially for those who are hanging around the vlog. It's been going into an interesting season, if you will. But hope to come out of it in a little bit and kind of get back on our normal routine and schedule. I think at the same time, I'm almost halfway through the season, if you will, the season of this vlog, which is the first 365 days. And I'm trying to think about what the second half looks like. What do I do? Do I pick up another book like Tools of Titans and walk through that? That was very helpful. Or do I change things up even more dramatically? And the reason, I have no idea. But I probably have to make a decision soon. So we'll see. Love your thoughts. Hit me up in the comments. All right, I gotta go do this now.
I don't want to go in the car.
Okay, well that's all we've got.
I'm going on a field trip. Can I go?
On a field trip?
Yeah, it says over here. I wonder where we're going.
Back.
He's sitting in the...
Hey, you.
And also today down
So much action at school.